Verse number 105 onwards, please. Visayanamanukule Sukhi Dukhi Viparyaye Sukham Dukkham Cha Sadharma Sadanandasya Natmanah Atmarthatvena hi preyan Vishayo na swata priyaha Swataiva hi sarvesham Atma priyatamo yatah Tata atma sadanandah Nasya dukkham kadachana Yat susupto nirvishayam Atmanando nubhuyate Shruti pratyakshamaiteyham Anumanam cha jagrati. Right. So, please remember that little verse 105, very nice. How Sukha becomes Sukhi. That's a very beautiful concept. It's one thing to feel the comfort and another thing to say, I am comfortable. Vishayanam anukulye sukham. When the sense objects are in a favorable condition, like nice sound, not only beautiful instrumental sound, but also somebody talking to you. Nice things. Oh, you are so nice, you are so kind, you are so wonderful. Sight, nice sights, touches, comfortable touches. Climate, good climate, neither too hot, too cold. Food, neither too hot, no, like that, whatever you like as a taste. When all situations are conducive, that time the body feels comfortable, sensations are very much acceptable. So, Vishayanam anukulye sukham, it is comfortable. Ahankar, I come up and says, now I am happy. Vishayanam viparyaye dukhi, climate changes. Nice words are withdrawn. Comforts are taken away. Now the body doesn't have the same comfort. The body reports comfort and discomfort, but suddenly I says, I am dukhi, I am unhappy. That there is a comfort is not a problem, that there is discomfort is not a problem. I am comfortable, I am uncomfortable. You must see these things, please. That is why in the name of upasana, meditation, austerity, withdrawal, denial, you are deliberately putting your body into inconvenient situations. Though you are not feeding your body, you are feeling the hunger. You are keeping yourself, what they call Panchagni Vidya. 4 fires on 4 sides, from the top the sun is pouring down. Very uncomfortable situation. In spite of this uncomfortable situation, you see that I am the happiness is not affected. I am not taking my breakfast, not taking my lunch, not dinner, whole day fasting. First 1 or 2 hours it will be comfortable. 3-4 hours comfortable, then slowly discomfort begins. By the time end of the day, your body can't even move. You may not be able to talk. Energy level is very low. But that freshness does not go away in yourself. This is where austerity. Are you getting that point, please? Austerity, deliberate denial of food, deliberate denial of comfort is done. Very deliberate. It is not, it is a blind hardship, meaningless torture if you don't have a purpose. When you are consciously doing it, that even when the physical body is uncomfortable, I am still the happiness. Somebody praises me, of course I am the happiness. Somebody doesn't praise me, insult me, talks everything against me, that also makes no difference to me. So your happiness does not depend upon favorable or unfavorable conditions outside. Your happiness does not depend upon the favorable or unfavorable condition of your physical body. Your happiness does not depend upon the type of thoughts within. You are always the happiness itself. Aham Atma Anandam Anandoham. I am the absolute bliss, that you are sure. Whereas the ahankar, the I thought, instead of seeing I am the happiness, this with the favorable situation, the I comes up and says, I am happy. With the uncomfortable situation, it says, I am unhappy. So this sukham, dukham, tad dharma. It is the nature of the relative world, comfort and discomfort. I concludes itself as sukhi or dukhi, happy or unhappy, identifying this position. Whereas Atma, Sanatana, which is Sadananda, eternally blissful, always at rest with itself. Are you getting that? It's very, very beautiful. You see things as it is. That is why consciously, certain times, very consciously, very deliberately, you put yourself into inconvenience. When everything is comfortable, if you are great, that is not a speciality. Everybody is like that. It's like a person said, have you committed a theft? Never. Did you steal anything from anybody? Never. Why? Never got a chance. You never got a chance, therefore you did not steal. That is not a greatness. You got a chance to steal, still you did not. It is like you got a chance, somebody making a mistake. You can now pin him down and go on telling, you made a mistake, but he can't say anything. But that is the time if you don't say, you are a wonderful person. Because you know you can destroy, you don't. That was a beautiful story. It's a very, very nice incident. It so happened, there was a prince. It's a Jain story again. There was a king and he had a son, the prince. But he was very naughty, as usual. You know, some people who have got their parents are very rich. The children never know how the parents got their money and they become real rowdies. Yesterday, again, morning newspaper, one Indian who was a millionaire in England, his son going in a Range Rover sports car in top speed, hitting 1-year-old child. Now the 1-year-old child, brain dead, comatose, cannot breathe without a ventilator. What can he do? Because the 20-year-old fellow with billions, millions of rupees and pounds, nothing else to do, no purpose. So many people. It's not one, anywhere. It can happen. Absolutely brainless. So this prince also was a brainless fellow and the father wanted him to be educated, but nobody can teach him because he won't sit down with anybody. And after some time, he himself felt bad. Then what to do? He knows nobody can change him. Anyway, he goes to the monastery. And the chief monk who was supposed to be teaching him, he asked him, so he has to stay there and study for some time. He said, no, I am a useless fellow. Now he has started realizing, I am a useless fellow. If you recognize you are useless, you are already in for a change. The fellow, you are angry and you think you are angry. You are short-tempered. You are a useless fellow, always critical of others. But if you recognize, hey, I am making a mistake, already you have started on the path of change. So he goes there and he said, I am useless, I cannot study. He said, no, there must be some quality in you, don't worry. Let us see, test it out. What can you do? Is there anything which you can do in life? He says, yes, I can, anything you can do good in life, he says, yes, I can play chess. He said, all right. He invites another monk and said, okay, both of you play chess. I shall be watching the game. Whoever is defeated shall be beheaded. That is the condition. Whoever is defeated in the game. So that way he can get rid of the prince, because this monk is a top player. So it will be, let us see. So the monk was very, sort of, whoever is defeated will be executed. All right. Both of them started playing. See that? Both of them started playing. And game was very, very competitive game. Half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours have gone. Then at one time, suddenly the prince discovers that the monk has made a mistake in the move. And there is a glint in his eyes, because when you see the possibility of killing somebody, how do you feel? He says, very happy, then I am going to finish this fellow off. But then he thought for a while, I have lived a very wasteful life. 30, 40 years of total wastage. Now if I win over this game, this monk who has lived a very meaningful life and can be of great blessings to everybody will be executed. What is the idea? It is better I die than he passes. So he deliberately made a wrong move. And the chief, the monk, he was watching, and he is the sharpest. And he saw the whole thing in his eyes in front of him. He immediately pushes around the village. The game is over. Nobody wins, nobody loses. And he tells the prince, you are so kind. There is so much of compassion in you. And you say, you are useless? Stay and study. And he becomes a great monk. You understand? To discover one's own weakness is not a joke. Please. If you are to be aware that I have certain weakness, understand, in the relative world, sukha, dukkha will be always there. You cannot get out. That is why deliberately you get into dukkha. But you don't feel dukkhi. You allow other people to insult you. You don't feel insulted. Are you getting that point, please? That is the test of your wisdom. The test of your wisdom. Have you seen the endurance test? When a plane is going to take off for the first time, what do? They take it around the world tour. Non-stop, how long can it fly? Suppose a plane can non-stop fly from Singapore to New York. 17 hours or 18 hours or 20 hours, it can non-stop fly. Then Singapore, Sydney, Singapore, Hong Kong, Singapore, Tokyo, Singapore, Seoul is no problem. Why? This plane has taken 20 hours. 8 hours it can fly easily. Same thing, endurance test. You have gone without food for days. One day as you are going around, somebody says no food. So, how does it matter? You have lived without food for months or days. Suppose a regular thing. So one day little food is not available. Or somebody takes away your apple. Should he fight with you? That is where conscious, deliberate denial. Also conscious indulgence. You can enjoy certain thing without being hooked into it. You take a coffee or you take a sweet. Oh, it's very nice. That much, not more. Only you can do it by yourself, consciously. Whether you are doing it consciously or not, only you shall know. Nobody else shall see. So this is how Ignorant person is Vishayanam anukulye sukhi. When everything is comfortable, I am happy. Uncomfortable, dukhi. No. With comfortable situations, there shall be comfortable sensation. With unfavorable situations, like climate or comments of people or situations, certain times it can be painful. But I am not dukhi. That is how life is. Now it is a drought. Now there is a heavy bumper, crop. Now there is poverty. Everything, just nothing is available. Now everything is available. Both way you pass through. Absolutely in balance, contented with yourself. Such a person, think of it. Such a person, what he does? Very happy, very contented with himself. That is because, how can he remain like that? Because he is the source of happiness. That's what in the morning, we saw. Everybody loves himself. Why? Because you are the source of happiness. If you look at that question, he says, Priyotammo mataha. Everybody loves himself most. Ask yourself a question. What do you like? We have seen it elaborately. I don't want to go into it again. Just a little bit. Why do you say that everybody loves himself? No, I love others. No. Think for a while. Do you really love others? You never love anybody, nor you love anything. You love that something because that something gives you health. Like a food, because the food gives you health. The moment the food gives you disease, you don't like the food. So whom you like? Yourself or the food? I like a person because he or she causes nice convenience to me or comfort. The moment she or he causes this inconvenience, I want to get rid of him. So whom you love? Yourself or the person? Come to your physical body. Listen carefully. Come to your body. Oh, say you love your body, right? You love your legs are so beautiful. Now there is gangrene comes in. Because of the bullet wound, a gangrene comes in. And the doctor says, if you do not amputate your feet, your whole leg will go. What shall you say? Cut it. If you don't amputate your leg, your whole body will go. Cut the leg. Why? You love your leg or you love yourself? Are you getting that? Same thing in relation to your thought. A thought which gives you pleasure, you are very happily enjoying it. Suppose you love somebody. So that thought has come, very nice. Now suddenly you discover that person whom you love, he or she loves somebody else. Now what will happen? His thought will not give you happiness anymore. Her thought will not give you any happiness anymore. Now you want to get rid of the thought. Why? As long as the thought reminded you of happy moments, you loved it. Now that thought reminds you of unhappy moment. So whom do you love? The thought or yourself? That is why you want to knock out the thought. People go to sleep or people take drinks. They want to sleep, knocking out the thought. But knocking out the thought doesn't solve the problem. Being with yourself solves the problem. Because you are with yourself. Are you getting that point, please? So everybody loves himself. If object of love is source of happiness, since everybody loves himself, you have to be the source of happiness. Are you getting that? There is no choice. And because you are the source of happiness, you cannot escape loving yourself. So if you look for happiness, move on to yourself. You want to find love in life, move into yourself. Both way problem is solved. All the time you are with yourself. And that self is not the body or the mind or the thoughts, but the awareness that you are. And that same thing is true for all of us. So as much I love myself, that much you love yourself. Who you are, who I am is one and the same. Therefore I accept myself as I am. I accept myself for what I have. Therefore I accept yourself for who you are and also accept what you have. Thus you become a wonderful person in life. Everything, accepting everything, every moment in life. Okay? And this one you are experiencing continuously. Yat susuptau nirvishayah atmananda anubhuyate iti sruti pratyaksha maitiha anumanam cha jagrati. This is your anubhava. Understand? This is your experience. Nobody can ever escape it. This is your experience. When susuptau nirvishayah atma ananda anubhuyate. In your deep sleep state, Now somebody can say, oh really I am happiness, but I was thinking object there is happiness. All right, look, in your deep sleep state, what is the object you hold on? In deep sleep state, everybody enjoys happiness, right or wrong? In deep sleep state, the happiness that you enjoy is being with yourself. Nirvishaya Ananda, no Vishaya, there is no sense subject. Before going to sleep, you may hold on to a pillow or a person or a thing. But once you are asleep, the music is gone, the person is gone, the pillow is gone, the bed is gone, air conditioning is forgotten, everything forgotten. Nirvishaya Ananda. That is why, because you have in your deep sleep state, in that moment of happiness, you have experienced objectless pleasure. Waking up, you look for the same objectless pleasure because you have experienced it. You are happy without any reason. There is nothing which you are holding on to. So, here the person is in deep sleep state, Nirvishaya Ananda, you are with yourself. Also, in any moment of happiness, listen carefully, any moment of happiness also you are with yourself. No, I am happy with my child. How can you say I am happy with myself? Look, very nicely Vidyaranya writes in Panchadashi, Vishayanande Brahmananda. In every sense pleasure, you experience the Brahmananda, absolute bliss. In every sensation, you are only experiencing one happiness, that is yourself. Please look. See that point. The mind is, your mind is now getting agitated. A particular food. Now, you have already experienced, I will explain to you. What gives you unhappiness? The absence of the object or presence of thought? The presence of thought. When you get the object, that particular food, what gives you relief? The presence of the food or the absence of thought? The absence of thought. If the presence of food has to give you happiness, the shopkeeper will be the happiest person in the world. Is not so. So when you get the object, the thoughts go away. Now that is where you have to decide. Is it absence of thought which gives you happiness or presence of yourself? Is the presence of yourself. If you say absence of thought gives you happiness, then the presence will make it difficult. That is why people get affected, because they equate absence of thought with happiness. Now, listen carefully. Absence of thought, how many different types of thoughts? Hundreds and millions of different types of thoughts. In their absence, how many varieties of silence? Only one consciousness. So, any moment of happiness, you are with yourself. That means there are not different types of happiness. Are you getting that? There is only one happiness, but different types of agitation. There are thoughts of various kinds, agitations of various kinds, but happiness is one kind. In any moment of happiness, you are always with yourself. That is why a person who is happy with himself, he has as well gained everything. So this is a person, we get it in moment, deep sleep state, any moment of happiness, you are with yourself. That is why everybody looks for it. And indeed, you are the happiness for that. Shruti, Pramana, Shruti, Upanishads declare you are the happiness. Pratyaksha, it is directly your experience in deep sleep state as well as any moment of happiness. Aitiha, Aitiha means history. What is the history? Jivan Muktas, the people who are liberated, they have already told that I am the source of happiness. Meaning each one is source of happiness. Don't say Jivan Mukta is source of happiness. Huh? When Jivan Mukta says I am the happiness, he must be the happiness. It's like one day, one fellow was traveling in a taxi. Okay? And then he was asked, there was a driver asking, and the driver asked, why is it? Because he was a, let us say, police driver or Sardar driver. It doesn't matter what driver. Take for fun Sardar driver. Doesn't matter. Then he says, why is it that all the jokes are in our name? Whoever makes a joke makes Sardarji joke. Why is it all jokes are in our name? He said, that is because you answer my question, I will tell you. Okay. What is the question? Sardar asked. In my family, there are three members. One is my wife, other is my daughter. Who is the third one? Now Sardar started thinking. And after some time he says, maybe your father? He says, no. Grandfather? No. Sister? No. Then he says, hey, look, this is why all the jokes are in your name. I told you, in my family, if there are three members, one is my wife, other is my daughter, I am the third member. Hey, that's right, that's right. Fellow was very happy. And he went to back home and he told his neighbors, now I know why the jokes are in our name. Why the jokes are in our name? Answer the question. I'm asking you the question, answer. Yes. In my family, there are three people. One is my wife, other is my daughter. Who is the third member? All the Sardars together started thinking. Maybe your father? No. Maybe your uncle? No. Maybe your brother? No. He said, this is why all the jokes in our name. Before he says something, another fellow said, no, I'll tell you one thing. And he's not a Sardar, he was an observer there. He said, it's a simple question. If in your family there are three members, one is your wife, other is your daughter, you are the third. He said, no. He said, then who? Taxi driver. The taxi driver said, I am the third, you know. Now, so Aitiya, the history. The wise people say, I am the happiness. So what is the happiness? He is happiness. Who said happiness? Guru said he is happiness. No, I am the happiness, I am the bliss. So what is the happiness? Guru is the bliss. What brilliant understanding. I am the happiness, I am the bliss. Okay. Iti aitiya. So don't worry about it. Because sometimes you may have doubt. Really, some people, really I am happiness. Anybody has understood it? Yes. Many have understood it, many have recognized it. That is how it is. That is why tradition continues. Aitiya, anumanam cha. Also anumana. What is anuman? Your logical guesswork. If in the moment of in the deep sleep state, I am happy. What was there? Nothing. If still I was happy, what does it mean? I must be happiness. This is guesswork. It's a guesswork. It must be. I must be happy. Or else how come? There is nothing. That means for happiness, really things are not required. Because in deep sleep state, what am I holding on to? Nothing. Okay, so you are the happiness. Why I don't know this? Why is it that somebody fails to recognize this? Or average person doesn't recognize this? That is because ignorance, he brings in what you call ignorance, avidya, maya, all these things. Okay, now read it. Avyaktanamni paramesha shakti anadya vidya trigunatmikayat para trigunatmika para karyanumeya sudhiyaiva maya yaya jagat sarvamidam prasuyate. Avyaktanamni sannapya sannapi ubhayatmikano bhinnapya bhinnapya vayatmikano sangapya sangapya nangapi udayatmikano Mahadhutanirvachaniya rupa. Sanna. So, why is it that we don't know this? It's all because of the ignorance. Ignorance, what they call it, Maya. Okay, that Maya is a big word. We shall see later on as it comes later on. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You can understand. Now you have, why should I say later on? Now you should understand. It's already in Tattvabodh, you have seen it. Maya, avidya, ignorance, they are all same words. Because of the ignorance, you are not aware of yourself. When somebody asks a question, Swamiji, if you prove and logically is convincing, I am the happiness, why is it that I don't know? You should tell me or I should tell you. If you don't know about yourself, you should tell me or I should tell you. Like somebody asking, one fellow was invited by some people and he was traveling to other country, and then the man asked him in the counter, immigration counter, why have they invited you? Hey, you should ask them, not me. I am not dying to come here. If they invited me, ask them why they invite me. Why should I know why did they invite me? Maybe they liked me. So what can I do about it? Ask them who did it. Now, if I am the happiness, how come I don't know? Ask yourself. Why is it that you don't know anything about yourself? You seem to know everything about everybody. Everything. And look at this. That is one doubt nobody questions. Because you are happy with unhappiness. You are happy with ignorance. Happy with ignorance means by habit. I am the man, I am the boy, I am the young, I am old. How happily we are hanging around from childhood. Huh? Happily hanging around. When I sometimes speak English, when I speak in the classroom, it is perfect. I'm sort of perfect. But when I go to outside, I forget, I talk nonsense as they say. Many people tell me. The girl is going, I said, that boy. What? The fellow said, he said, Swamiji, how? Then I told her, I said, you're, a boy. I said, boy? I'm not a boy, I'm a girl. You see? Naturally. How you react? Suppose you tell a man, hey, girl, come here. Girl, I'm not a girl. You really, protest. I'm not a girl. I'm a boy. I'm not a boy. I'm a girl with strong identity. They call you boy or girl. How does it matter? You come, bas. Your name, by chance, somebody misspells. You don't like it. PhD. I am the job holder, managing director I am, a rich man. So, in the biodata, when you are reading out the biodata of people, by chance there is a little mistake, how do you feel? How can you say that? You left out all these things. Does it matter? Does it matter? And a simple incidents. I was in some program and the person is reading where I was born, what I was doing. I see. Wasting time, 15 minutes. Already 10-15 is gone by other people talking rubbish. Now he is introducing the speaker. Introducing the speaker. What is the best introduction of the speaker? Speaker himself. Now you can tell 100 nice, beautiful things about the speaker. Oh, he is wonderful, that person is fantastic, he studied this, he did that, he did that. Now when he starts talking, he cannot talk anything. What happens? Where is your introduction? The best introduction speaker is speaker. If you have an experience with the speaker, talk it out. I heard it was very nice. I hope it will be nice. Finish it up. No. The whole thing must be. And there are people, by chance you don't read the whole thing, they get very upset. Strong identity. We enjoy the ignorance. We seem to enjoy the ignorance until problem comes. The moment problem comes, then only we start, right? Conflict comes in life. Money brings you problem. Personal problem comes up. Then only the person gets affected and start questioning. When you start questioning, whom shall you question? Shall you question the role or the actor? Do you challenge the position or the person who occupies the position? When there is a vigilance inquiry, is it against the post or the person who occupies the post? So whose nature you should understand? The body, the sense organs, the thoughts, or one who is identifying with every thought, the gross body, the sense organs, organs of action, and the world around. You must inquire about that person. And that is the product of ignorance. He doesn't know anything about himself. Who are you? You start with ignorance. I am. Are you getting that point? When you start with I am, who are you? I am. So you have already assumed a name. I am. Then you are giving a name to this name. Are you getting that? Who are you? I am. That is your first name. Universal first name. Who are you? Everybody begins with I am. Then rich, poor, Indian, Singaporean, American, Australian, Japanese, European. Then I am. Yes, man, woman, child, young, married, divorced, rich, poor, employed, unemployed. How many second roles? Believer, non-believer, this religion, that religion. How many second names you have? Millions second names. I is the first name. You begin with the ignorance. Question it. Because of this ignorance, my identification begins. Now, this is, when did this ignorance begin? Avyaktanamni paramesha shakti anadya vidya trigunatmika para. Beautiful description. This is Avyaktanamni paramesha shakti anadi avidya. This ignorance, avidya, maya, anadi. Anadi means adiriyasya na vidyate. Adi na vidyate. You don't know the beginning of it. When did it begin? Can you say when the ignorance begin? Nobody can say when the ignorance begin. Because ignorance always is there. Are you getting that? Ignorance is always there. Just think. Do you know mangosteen? Mangosteen? I don't know. When did it begin? When did the ignorance begin? Swamiji, when you asked. So before I asked, what was there? Knowledge. Ignorance is there. But you don't know your ignorance of mangosteen also. So it is there all the time. Mangosteen is a nice fruit. Available in Kutralam, in Thailand, Malaysia. Very nice fruit. Oh, so picture is shown. What is the oh? Ignorance ends. Beginningless ignorance, but comes to an end. We shall see all that later on. So ignorance is always there about yourself. Anadi avidya. Avyaktanamni. Where is that? Nabhyajate abhyakta, unmanifest. You can't see it. You can feel it. Ignorance you cannot see. Can you say ignorance going? Where is ignorance? There. There is no outside ignorance. So peculiar, eh? So peculiar. Where is ignorance? Understand? Where is ignorance? Can you pinpoint? With a light on your head, can you search for darkness? Always being conscious, can you understand ignorance? That is why its name is Maya. Maya means what? Ya, ma, sa, Maya. Ya, ma. Ya means that which is ma, never. That which is not, that is Maya. One day there was a marriage and the man had organized 10 lights. You know, that my Petromax light in marriage party, 10 lights had gone. So one fellow had come already, light lit up and has come and asked the owner of the house, the marriage party, where shall I keep the, what is that? Where shall I keep this light? The fellow is busy doing things. Where shall I keep? Where shall I keep? 2-3 times when he asked, the fellow got fed up and he said, what a stupid question to ask you. Keep it where there is darkness. Forgot. And then after 3 hours, marriage procession starts. There are 9 lights. One light is not there. So they look for, what is this fellow gone? Where is he gone? He said 9, 5 and 4. It looks odd. All right, you can't wait for him. Okay, 4, 4, one fellow in center, go. Chalo. Somehow move. Then they discover as they have gone for 2-3 kilometers, the other fellow is coming. And on his head the light and the producing noise. Shh, light is off, it is producing sound. Petromax light, the gas is over. So everybody got angry. Where have you been? He said, what can I do? मैंने मालिक को पूछा, I asked the owner, कि where shall I put the light? And he says, look for darkness. I am looking for darkness. I never found. With the light on your head, can you find darkness? On the light on your head. Always being conscious, can you find what ignorance is? But you can feel it. Ignorance you cannot find. Are you getting that? You cannot see ignorance hanging around anywhere. But ignorance feel. What is the ignorance? What is my great-grandfather's name? Listen carefully. What is my great-grandfather's name? No thought comes up. Understand? No thought comes up. What do you say? I don't know. Do you feel the ignorance now? Meaning, the thought is, understand, relatively, just understand basic. Relative ignorance is, when the thought comes up, we call it knowledge. When the thought doesn't come up, we call it ignorance, right? When the thought comes up, what is my father's name? X. Oh, doesn't come? I don't know. But every thought is not knowledge, because it can be wrong thought. It can be wrong thought. That also is part of ignorance. Okay, this is like this. Now, whereas this is known as the ignorance of objective kind. Like Thula Avidya, Mula Avidya they say. Mula Avidya means original ignorance. Mula, the main line ignorance. Ignorance of yourself. That is Maya, all pervasive. Relative ignorance, they call it Thula Avidya. Thula, Sthula, I'll tell that word later on sometimes. That Avidya they call it, which is relative ignorance. You don't know something about somebody, something about the objective world. Another one is Mula Vidya, where you don't know about anything about yourself. That is something universal. Your father, everybody need not know. Only you should know. How much money you have in the bank, why everybody should know. Other man's ignorance means nothing. About you, there are many things which other people need not know. But about yourself, absolute, everybody must know. Why? That is the nature of ourselves. Now this is, anyway, so the ignorance which is about myself, it is avyakta, it is something not available. And this is, where is this available? Paramesha Shakti. This ignorance, which is in individual, we call it as the avidya. With the total ignorance, we call it as the Maya. Individual ignorance, avidya. Total ignorance, we call it as the Maya. The total ignorance. Like, listen carefully. Just an example. Too quickly this concept has been introduced here. Because it's taken for granted you have listened it in a smaller text like Tattvabodh and all that. Like, I have already explained Tattvabodh, I have explained to Maya correctly. Go in to refer to that. But please see. Like, individual ignorance, you can experience in deep sleep state. Just take an example. In deep sleep state, when you go to sleep, everything goes into abhyakta, potential state. Everything remains in a potential state. When you go to sleep, your experience, your eyes, your sense organs, your body, your wealth, your memories, everything remains in a potential state. Right? When you go to sleep, does your never sleep? No. When your mind sleeps, only you sleep. Are you getting that? Not others sleep. Like, think. I'll explain it to you, the totality. In this ashram, there are, let us say, 100 rooms are there. Each room has a controlling switch, a control panel. If you switch it off, that particular room will be dark, individual. When you switch off the control panel of one room, only that room will be dark, not the next room. Okay? But in the ashram, there is a main switch. If you switch off that one, the whole ashram will be dark. For Tiruvannamalai, there is a main switch. From the grid, from the national grid or state grid, there is a regional switch, local headquarters, in which place there is a switch. If the switch off, the whole Tiruvannamalai will plunge into darkness. In Neyveli, there is the big boy, the switch for the whole state. If you switch it off, the entire state plunges into darkness. Suppose there is a national grid somewhere in Bombay or Delhi or Madras or Calcutta. If you switch it off, the entire country plunges into darkness. Like that. When you go to sleep, only you go to sleep. Individual ignorance. When the total mind goes to sleep, they call it pralaya. The total mind. That is become Ishvara. Paramesha Shakti. Avyaktanamni Paramesha Shakti. That is the one. The Shakti of the Parameshwara. Consciousness, Chetana, with the Shakti, Ishvara. Brahma, Asrita, Maya, Ishvara. Brahma, consciousness, all-pervasive. Because of this Maya, because of which these appearances appear to be, together we call it as the Ishvara. That is why Shiva, Shakti. Are you getting that? Inseparable. Shiva and Shakti. Ishvara cannot function without the Shakti. That is why Ardhanarishvara. Everywhere you see that. Both are there. Shiva, Shakti. Ardhanarishvara. Parvati, Parameshwara. Parvati, Parameshwara. Vishnu, Lakshmi. Always. The Purusha, Prakriti. Consciousness, Purusha. Purnatvat Purusha. Purusha does not mean masculine. Purnatvat Purusha, that is full and complete. And Prakriti, Maya, Avidya. Prakriti because Prakarshena Kruti Yogyatvat. Who has the capacity to project. In individual life, you can say that. Individual person going to sleep. First, ignorance, avidya. Then the projection, your dream. Creation is not your dream. Is the mind, the total mind projection. So consciousness, total all-pervasiveness. In the presence of the Maya, the ignorance, the whole thing is projected. You remember that logic? Do you remember that logic? If you want to understand the creation, I must give it to you, or else it will be difficult. If you want to understand the creation, as I told you, 3 questions you cannot answer. Desha, Kala, Karana. Where it started, when it started, why it started. You cannot answer. Because if you say where it started, if you say here, next question is where the here started. If you say now, when is this now started? Why 2 stars collided? Why 2 stars collided? So any answer will beg another question. It will create another question. Why is it created? You can't answer. Where it is created? You can't answer. In space. I am asking when the space is created. When it was created, you can't answer in time. Because I am asking when the time itself is created. So these 3 things you cannot answer. That is why nobody has found the answer for the beginning of this creation. Explanation is available in your dream. In your dream, as long as you are in the spell of the dream, you are dreaming. In the dream also, I come in your dream and you ask, what is this creation? And there are also 3 things you cannot answer. If I ask, why are you having this creation? Why are you having the dream creation? If you can't say, because I saw something in waking, therefore I see. No, then you are not dreaming. As long as you are under the spell of the dream, you cannot say why it started, where it started. If you say inside the head, you are not dreaming. You can't say where it started, why it started, when it started. After my lunch or dinner, I went to sleep, then it's starting. You can't say. Then you are not dreaming. So 3 things you cannot answer. Desha, Kala, Karana. Where it started, when it started, why it started. But the moment you wake up, the dream rolls away. Exactly like that. This waking universe. When, where, why it started, you cannot. The moment you wake up to yourself, the whole thing rolls back. One pure awareness. If all over one awareness, all pervasive, how does it appear to be like this? That is the time you take the creation into account. What type of creation? Can you say Sat ever existing? No, we are continuously changing. And also in your dream, subject to cancellation. Can you say it is never existing? Then it is not available. If it is non-existent, it should not be available for perception. You can't say not existing. Then what it is? Mithya. As though existing. I can't say it is, I can't say it is not. How does it come? You look at the rope and snake. Like when you see the snake, you can't say the snake as Sat, ever existing, because subject to cancellation. You can't say it never existing. If it's never existing, why did you jump? So neither it is existing nor it is not existing. Mithya, apparently existing for some time. How does this mithya creation come? The snake comes. The rope knowledge must be covered by the ignorance of the rope. The whole appearance of this universe comes under the category of mithya, apparent creation. You can't say it is or it is not. Therefore, as if in the rope, the pure knowledge, there is no snake. Pure ignorance, no snake. Knowledge with ignorance, snake. Same way. Pure consciousness, no problem. Pure ignorance, deep sleep, no problem. But consciousness with ignorance, the whole projection begins. That is why in the presence of Maya, the whole thing appears. And this creation, Maya Karya, that is why he says, Abhyakta Namni Paramesha Shakti Anadya Vidya Trigunatmika Para. It is the Paramesha Shakti. It is the Maya Shakti of the Ishvara, it has got three guna. Karyanumeya, Karyanumeya. Only from the Karya you can know. You cannot know the ignorance. You cannot know the ignorance without the effect. Unless you see the snake, you cannot know there is ignorance because of which the snake appears. Karya Anumeya. Are you getting that point? Pure snake, pure knowledge, no problem. Only when you are seeing the snake, you know. This snake is an appearance. And how is it come? Because it's an appearance, the appearance comes because of the ignorance. Because a rope can never become the snake. It appears to be snake. This appearance is because of the ignorance. Same, the consciousness cannot become the creation. Appears to be the creation. Because of what? Total ignorance, Maya. So only from the karya, from the effect, you know, there is an ignorance. Karyanumeya sudhiraiva maya, sudhyaiva maya. Sudhi, by the people who have bright intelligence. The person who is sudhiya, whose mind is prepared, bright, capable of, seeing things. Such a mind can see it very clearly. Yaya jagat sarvam idam prasuyate. That by which idam sarvat jagat prasuyate. The whole creation appears to be. That is the Shakti. We shall see little more later on. Tomorrow also I'll tell you. But this one, just coming to the context, how it says. So, when you see the creation, as I told you, you cannot say Sat. Can you say ever existent? No, we get changing. Can you say never existent? No. If it's non-existent, like rope and snake, if the snake is non-existent, why did you jump? If a snake is ever existent, it should not disappear. So the snake is Sat or Asat? Is it ever existent or never existent? Neither. Why is it so? Because ignorance is like that. Sannapya sannapi ubayatmikano. This Maya, ignorance, na Sat, na Asat, na Satasat. You can't say the Maya, ignorance is Sat, ever existing. Ignorance goes, therefore not ever existing. Can we say non-existent? No, because non-existent, how the effect comes? So ignorance also is like that, funny. Na Sat, na Asat. I can't say it is existing, I can't say it doesn't exist. Now I can say Sat Asat. Sat Asat can you say? How can it be light and darkness together? So, what is this? Come, wait. Bhinnapya bhinnapi uvayatmikano. Can we say it is abhinna, one with consciousness? No. Can you say bhinna, totally different from it? It is away from it? You can't say, because without the totality, consciousness, there can be no ignorance. For you to know the ignorance, consciousness must be there. So neither it is separate, nor it is one. Is it separate and one together, bhinna, abhinna? How can it be? That also it is not. Meaning, what is try to say is, you cannot pinpoint ignorance. Ignorance you cannot pinpoint. Because you can't say it is, you can't say it is not. Sangapi anangapi ubayatmikano. Neither it is sanga, asanga. Neither it is with you, with the truth, nor you can say without it. Neither sanga, asanga. Both way it is not possible. What is this? Mahad adbhuta anirbachaniya maya. That is the word. Anirbachaniya maya. Maya, this Maya Shakti, anirbachaniya, cannot be described. Indescribable. The rope and snake. Take the example of rope and snake, it will make it nice. You are walking in the darkness. Okay? You are walking in the darkness. Suddenly you see the rope and you jump. You take somebody there, oh, there is a snake, and you are already shivering and trembling and all that. You take and you say, there is a snake there, and you go to the person, you are afraid. The person puts the light. When a person puts the light, where is the snake? Gone. What is there now? Rope. Listen carefully. Now, tell me now, what is there now? Rope? No. Is there a snake now? No. But snake was there or not? If it was not there, why did you jump? If you say it is there, where is the rope now? Where is the snake? Can you say it was not? You can't say. Can you say it is? You can't say. Then what is your fear? This is what exact anirvachaniya. I don't know why was I afraid. It was is neither there nor it is. Are you getting that point? You can't say it is, nor can you say it is not. Same thing your happiness, your unhappiness, happiness, misery, conflict. Is it real? No, because when you see the light of yourself, your conflict goes away. Until you see it is there. And when you see it, it is gone. So, in the light of your knowledge, can you say it is there? No. Can you say it was not there?